Fossil Fighters. It's a game that came out in 2008 for the good old dual screen. What, you didn't know that's what DS stood for? It's a game that I loved when I was younger and that I poured countless hours into, but to tell you the truth, I couldn't really remember much of it, so I decided to revisit it recently. And boy am I glad that I did. So I'm going to split this review into 3 parts: story, gameplay, and presentation. Let's start with the story. Now, because I think this is a great game that you all should play, I'm going to try my best to talk about this with the least amount of spoilers possible. The game follows you as an aspiring fossil fighter who travels to Vevasaur Island, an island where people can dig up dinosaur bones and resurrect them into creatures called Vevasaurs that they then use to fight in Vevasaur battles. The game is split up into chapters. In each chapter you complete a quest that progresses the plot in some way and then fight in a Vevasaur battle to rank up. This continues all the way until you reach the rank of Master Fighter. There's also a second story arc after all of that, but I can't say much on it since I don't want to spoil it. I really enjoy the writing in this game. Though the plot is pretty straightforward and predictable, it keeps my attention and entertains me. I also really like the characters in this game. Many of the characters have a lot of personality and feel very distinct from one another. This game's writing is also pretty funny, with it having many moments that made me laugh out loud. No! Something I love about the writing of this game is that it isn't afraid to be a bit weird or strange. Ghosts? Put them in! Fossilized sandals? Put them in! Sharks with dentures instead of real teeth? I mean, sure, if you really want to, put them in! That's about it for the plot, so let's move on to the gameplay. The core of this game is finding fossils, reviving them, and using the revived Vevasaurs for a battle. When in a dig site, which by the way is a special area for digging fossils, you can use your sonar to search for fossils. You can also find gems, but whenever you find a gem, you have to battle another fighter to keep it. When you find a fossil or gem, you can dig it up by mining while next to it. At first, you can only see certain fossils with your sonar, but you can use money, which you can get from selling fossils or gems, to upgrade your sonar. This will allow you to see more types of fossils and even the element type of the fossil. After digging up a fossil, you have to clean said fossil. You clean fossils by using a stylus and the touchscreen of a DS. You use a drill and a hammer to clear all of the rock off of a fossil until time runs out or you clean it completely. In order to successfully clean a fossil, you have to clean it past a certain point. Fail to reach that point and the cleaning fails. You can stop cleaning after you reach that point, but the more you clean of a fossil, the stronger the Vevasaur the fossil belongs to will be. One thing I really like about the cleaning part of this game is that the drill leaves a lot of dust when destroying the rock, and in order to get rid of it, you have to blow on the microphone of the DS. This makes the whole cleaning process feel a lot more real, and I like seeing the microphone actually used in a good way. Not many DS games do that. After cleaning a fossil, you can use it to revive a Vevasaur or add it to an already revived Vevasaur. The catch is, you can only revive a Vevasaur if you have the skull. Any other fossil will be put into storage until you revive the Vevasaur with the skull. Once a Vevasaur is revived, you can make the Vevasaur stronger by cleaning more of that Vevasaur's fossils. You can have up to 4 fossils for a Vevasaur: the head, body, arms, and legs. Also, the more fossils a Vevasaur has, the more attacks it learns. Now you have your Vevasaurs revived, it's time to start fighting. Each Vevasaur has a certain type, and each type has a strength or weakness against a different type, but there is one type that has no weakness or strengths to any other types. You can have up to 5 Vevasaurs on your team, but only 3 can be in a battle at a time. Any others are put into reserve spots on your team. Before a battle, you are able to see the other fighter's team and change your team around accordingly so that you have the advantage on them. In a fight, there are 3 Vevasaurs on each team and 4 spots that the Vevasaurs can be in for each team. The Vevasaur in the front spot can attack any Vevasaur on the other team, but a Vevasaur on the side spot can only attack the enemy Vevasaur that is in the front spot. Also, any Vevasaur that is moved to the back spot can't be damaged at all, but after 2 turns that Vevasaur will be moved to one of the side spots. Each turn you gain Fossil Power, or FP for short. You use this FP to power attacks for your Vevasaurs. Each Vevasaur can only attack once a turn, but multiple Vevasaurs can attack in a turn. I absolutely love this battle system. All of the planning and thought you have to put into a battle makes the whole battle experience a lot more fun. A lot of people compare this game to Pokemon in this aspect, but I think this game requires a lot more thought put into the battles. When playing a Pokemon game, I feel like I can just throw out my strongest Pokemon and steamroll the other team. But Fossil Fighters was designed in a way that all of the other fighters you face will be at least semi-close to your strength, making the battles a lot more fun and difficult. The fights get even more fun and difficult in the later level up battles. This is where they start putting rules into the battle, such as having to win in a certain amount of turns or having to win without one of your Vevasaurs dying. Another thing that I like about the gameplay is the lack of grinding. I'm not saying that having to grind in games is horrible, but I like the fact that you can, for the most part, complete this game without grinding. It makes the pace of the game pretty smooth and keeps the player entertained. And with that, let's move on to the presentation of the game. The very first thing I really liked about the presentation of the game was how you would customize your character. While on the boat that is bringing you to Venusaur Island, the captain asks you some questions. The questions are all about your preference in dinosaurs, and depending on which dinosaur you say you like the most, your character will have a color scheme that matches your decision. If you choose a Velociraptor, you will have a black and gray color scheme. If you choose a Maiasaura, you will have a pink and white color scheme. And if you choose a T-Rex, you will have a red and black color scheme, and so on. I of course picked the T-Rex because I'm a manly man. Anyway, I think this game is presented in a pretty good way. The graphics and music aren't really anything to write home about, but I think they match the feel of the game pretty well and bring life to the different areas of the game. There are some tracks of the soundtrack that I like a lot, but that may just be nostalgia talking since that's the part of the game that I remember most from when I was younger. One of my favorite parts of the game's visuals is how each Venusaur has an animation for its attacks. This is something I've wanted from games for a long time. I know Pokemon kind of had this with Pokemon Colosseum, Pokemon Battle Revolution, and the new Pokken, but it just feels so much better when it's put into a full game with actual story. Something else I like is that each Venusaur's attacks have custom names for the Venusaur. This isn't too big of a deal, but I like the extra work that they put into it instead of having each Venusaur just have the same moves. I also really like the character designs. There's a lot of variance in body types and sizes among the different characters, and this coupled with the very distinct personalities makes each character feel like an individual and not just some boring plot device like in other RPGs. The design of the Venusaurs themselves could be more unique and varied, but I'm fine with how they look now. So in conclusion, I would say Fossil Fighters is a good game, but video games are for nerds, and I ain't no nerd. I have to go get that now. But seriously, it's not the greatest game that I've ever played, but it sure as hell isn't the worst either. Fossil Fighters is an overall good game. It has good writing, great gameplay, and while not revolutionary, pretty appealing graphics and music. I highly recommend this game for anyone who likes turn-based RPGs, or just anyone who wants to go on a goofy adventure with dinosaurs. And who doesn't want that? Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed it, please show your support by leaving a like. It really means a lot to me. Also, if you want more Fossil Fighters, I actually did a full playthrough on my gaming channel, so you can click on the box in the top left to go see that.